Welcome back to the CryptoFather channel. Today is the 18th of August. On today's video, I'll be talking about Monero. First of all, Larry Fink is taking over the financial world once again. BlackRock doing its BlackRock thing. North Korea hacks supposedly, and a bunch of other stuff. That's what I'm going to be talking about today. So make sure to smash the likes on this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's get going. Let's kick it off as we always do with a look at CoinGecko at the markets. Bitcoin dominance is at 57.5%, Ethereum at 13.3%. Not much has moved. We're sitting nicely above $4 trillion on the market cap, $102 billion in trading volume. Bitcoin's at 117,000, Ethereum 4,400. Everything took a little bit of a nosedive over the weekend. Not a lot, but there was a bit of a retracement over the weekend. Started Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday it kind of simmered down. Solana, $191. Cardano at 95. It pumped above 90. It did remain above 90 cents, despite the fact that everything else had a bit of a pullback. On the 24 hours, Cardano is seeing 3.5% pump. That was overnight from Sunday onto Monday. Here, at least, of course, days are different depending where you are. Hedra at 25 cents, Litecoin at $120. Litecoin had a bit of a retracement, 3.1% drop. Toncoin can't break the $4 mark, and Pi has slipped to 39 cents and is presently sitting at place 49. Say is slowly crawling back up here, Say. And quick look at Monero. Let's see where Monero is sitting, because we'll be talking about Monero today. Monero saw a dip. We saw Monero at, where was this? At $400 in May, then a retracement, and right now Monero is sitting at $251. Partially, probably because of the alleged 51% attack, and there seems to be a bit of a controversy on that topic. Some people, though, obviously the Cubic people are claiming that they've completed the attack, that they were successful, and other sources are saying that that didn't happen. So I'll look at both at the announcement from Cubic and what other sources are saying. The Bitcoin chart is looking as follows. So Bitcoin created a double top. It broke above this Fibonacci level here at 0.618. This is on a daily, and then it did retrace. It did see a drawback down to 0.5 on the Fibonacci retracement. And right now, Bitcoin is sitting at this level. It hasn't broken below this line and is forming a green candle on the daily charts. So that's good to see. On the 4 hours, we've got money flowing back into the Bitcoin ecosystem right here. So this is what the drawback was. That was the dip right here. And right now we can see that there is a bit more money moving back into Bitcoin, and we've got a green dot. So I think we may be moving back up again. Ethereum is kind of hanging in no man's land right now at the moment. It's just hanging out between these two Fibonacci levels. And when it comes to the discount levels, it's well above. Like, I mean, it's hitting close to the all-time high. So once Ethereum hits the all-time high, it should break through that, and we should see it pump. On the weekly chart, money is just beginning to flow into Ethereum. So I think Ethereum's got a nice leg up on its way. And we could see some volatility on the daily and retracement, but overall Ethereum is looking strong right now. Anyway, so a quick announcement just came in from Bitcoin Archive. Justin Larry Fink named interim co-chair of the World Economic Forum. That's not great. I don't know. I mean, it's BlackRock in charge of the entire World Forum. Is that a good thing? I don't think so. I mean, Schwab was kicked out for whatever, I don't know, embezzling or whatever. I guess Larry Fink does need to embezzle, but I mean, these guys have their fingers in every single aspect of the world economy, and giving them more power, more control over the world economy is probably not the best thing. I mean, too much power gets to people's heads. You know that. Should we be concerned? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, we should be concerned. BlackRock presently holds 700,000 Bitcoin. Just to give you a strategy, holds 628,000 Bitcoin. And Strategy is touted as the holder of, the biggest holder of Bitcoin. That is not true. BlackRock is holding the most aside from the Satoshi wallet, and it looks like they might breach that level as well pretty soon. North Korea accused in 23 million Bitcoin highs that crippled British trading platform. Have you noticed that every single highs now is blamed on North Korea? I mean, yeah, I guess it could be possible. Hard to believe, but possible that North Korea is to blame for everything, because why not? We need a villain, right? The world needs a villain, and North Korea is proving to be that villain. Despite the fact that I did see some kind of meme recently just comparing the mayhem that has been caused by world powers to the world, and it was comparing North Korea, the North Korean leader, to the US president, and basically North Korea has just kept to itself over the past, I don't know, 50 or 60 years. They closed themselves off, kept to themselves. There are rumors about North Korea doing this or that or the other, and then you've got the US president. War here, war there. It's just attack, bombardment, and mass killings, and it's just constant, non-stop warmongering. And then North Korea is just sitting in its little corner, closed off, with barely any lights at night, doing nothing. It was quite telling. In any case, North Korea's Lazarus Group is accused of stealing 23 million in crypto from UK-registered exchange Litecoin. The hack forced Litecoin to freeze trading shutdown in December 2023 and enter liquidation in March 2024. Offsea and Whitestream both linked the attack to North Korea, though some experts say attribution is uncertain. Bitcoin's volatility is near all-time lows. Institutional buyers are compressing Bitcoin's volatility to just double gold's. Double the volatility for 10x returns. I'll take it. So according to this chart, Bitcoin volatility has dropped over the past 360 days. That just means that a lot fewer people are selling. There is a lot more buying of Bitcoin, obviously, with the announcements and the news and the accumulation. And so everybody's trying to stash their Bitcoin, and the amount of Bitcoin that is being kept, I guess, outweighs the number of Bitcoin that is being sold. And so that's why volatility has dropped also. Gold, on the other hand, apparently is seeing an uptick, and volatility means that a lot more of it is being sold. Although when you look at it, look at the numbers, you've got Bitcoin volatility at 40 here, whatever the numbers are, but I assume that they're equivalent. So you've got Bitcoin volatility at 40, while gold volatility is below 20, which is half that of the volatility of Bitcoin. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. If this was a bit made larger, then obviously gold would be like below here somewhere, while Bitcoin is way above here. So, you know, speaking of volatility, it's all relative depending on what pictures you're looking at, right? Perceptions can be misleading. Wiseling becomes first Taiwan-listed company to implement Bitcoin treasury strategy. This thing is happening. It's spreading across the world. I'm not going to read the article. It doesn't really matter. Just to point out that Wiseling's 10 million Bitcoin bet. Taiwan has now become, one of Taiwan's companies has now become a publicly listed company to implement a Bitcoin treasury. Ethereum rainbow chart predicts ETH price for August 31st, 2025. And according to the chart, we could see Ethereum push all the way to 10,000. Not sure if this would happen. For August 31st, 2025, the chart outlines 9 possible valuation zones. At the bottom, the fire sale band spans $899 to $1,217, followed by undervalued 1216, accumulate 16, and still cheap 2000. The steady band, often viewed as fair value, ranges from 3,355 to 4,832, close to Ethereum's current trading level. Above that, HODL covers 4,832 to 7,015. Is this the flippening? Span 7,000 to 10,000, and but have we earned? These are like funny names for these levels on the chart. Runs from 10,000 to 14,000, and at the very top, maximum bubble territory 14 to 20,000. But so you got to keep in mind that this is like if you look at the chart in the past, Ethereum reached that very level only once in the past, and it hasn't reached it since. So I don't think it's likely that Ethereum's going to hit 20,000 in August, certainly not in August, and I don't even think it's going to hit that level in 2025. We might see a 10,000 in 2025, and whether we're going to continue on into 2026 is a completely different story altogether. Personally, I don't think that we're going to go far into 2026. I think November, December is going to be end of the bull run for this cycle. We may see something in January. I think this happened once when we look at charts on Bitcoin. I think this happened only once in the past. So we've had a Bitcoin run in 2017. In 2017, the top of the bull market was in December, and then we still did see a bit of a hiccup back up in January. But Bitcoin's bull run was over in December of 2017. It may have been different for Ethereum. Quick look on Ethereum 2017. No, same thing. Yeah, okay, January. Ethereum in 2000 peaked in Ethereum in January of 2018. That's when Ethereum peaked. In December, it was just making its way up. December 2017, 2018, it peaked and then it retraced at the end of January. But for Bitcoin, December of that year was the end game. And the same thing happened in 2021. Ethereum finished its run in November, and Bitcoin had a double top in April of 2021, and then a final run in November of 2021. Starting the third week of November, we saw a decline, and that was all she wrote for Bitcoin in 2021. So we may see, like, you know, some people are saying that there won't be a bear market anymore. So we may see that, but I don't think that is going to happen. And I think we're going to see the end of the bull run towards the end of this year, 2025, November, December. That is my feeling. Don't take my word as, you know, investment advice. Make sure that you watch the charts and stay vigilant, peeps, because yeah, CoinDesk decided that they need people to sign in. What a bummer. Anyway, state of crypto. Do Kwon pleads guilty. So after years, a few years after telling Terra Luna investors that their funds were safe, Kwon admitted to misleading them. So Kwon has pleaded guilty. He'll be dished out a sentence. And whether that's going to make a difference or not to the Terra Luna ecosystem, or whatever is left over of it, the Luna Classic and the UST, not exactly sure. Will people be able to revive the blockchain? There are. It's a community blockchain right now, and people are working on it. There's a lot of people working on the Luna Classic blockchain, but whether that's going to be revived or not is a different story. I guess, you know, his sentence, the sentence of Do Kwon has probably very little impact on the events that are going to unfold for the Terra Luna ecosystem. Thailand launches tourist crypto wallet to spend crypto in baht. That's wild. That's pretty cool. Probably the first country to allow people to do that. So I bet you will see this all across Thailand, all across islands that will be visited by people. You'll be able to scan this and just pay in crypto, and whatever crypto in any restaurant. Most restaurants, I assume, because people are reliant on smartphones on the islands in Thailand. And so traveling through Thailand will be made very easy with cryptocurrencies. You won't have to carry cash. You'll just need a phone and access to the internet, and scan a code and send some of your crypto over to pay for your bills. Not too bad. Thailand's becoming a crypto-friendly nation very quickly, which is, I think, going to help them with their investments, with their tourism. And finally, Monero XMR emerges as top gainer as miners reverse Cubic's 51 attack and Kraken restrictions. Monero XMR surged 70% Sunday, rebounding above $260 as miners reversed Cubic's 51% attack after Kraken imposed deposit restrictions. Kraken's suspension of XMR deposits triggered a panic-driven 19% sell-off earlier in the week, but the network remained operational and secure. Community response over the weekend has strengthened Monero's decentralization, improving hash rate distribution. The response by Kraken kind of justifies once more, or maybe gives more probability to what happened to Trade Ogre. Trade Ogre has been offline for a while now, despite the fact that the funds are still sitting in Trade Ogre like they were. $26 million are locked up in Trade Ogre, in Bitcoin, Australian USDT, Australian stablecoin, USD stablecoin, Ethereum. These are the coins that are visible, and there is a continuous inflow of deposits that occurs on a daily basis, on an hour by hour basis. Let me switch over to full screen. As you can see, there is Bitcoin flowing in 3 hours ago, small amounts, $158. Before that, $1 in Bitcoin, $4. So this almost looks like mining profits or something of that sort, but it's always Bitcoin flowing in. Outflows occurred 3 weeks ago. This is when Trade Ogre went down. That was the last outflow out of Trade Ogre. Before that, I guess I've looked at the outflows from Trade Ogre in the past, and there were no significant outflows, to be honest. So anyway, that's what's happening on Trade Ogre. And now seeing this statement that Kraken suspended deposits could be an indication of what happened to Trade Ogre, because like I reported earlier in one of my other videos, Trade Ogre held almost 40% of all of Monero trading volume, which was a pretty big number at a certain point. Not right now, because the trading volume on Monero is a lot higher right now, so I'm not sure what time frame that was. But in any case, it could be that Trade Ogre was holding a nice chunk of Monero, and the attack that was taking place may have spooked them, and they closed off their doors in order to prevent people withdrawing Monero, or who knows, or maybe it's a rug pull. We don't know. Behind Chainlink's 14% weekend rally, Monero emerged as the second best performer among the top 30 ranked cryptocurrencies, gaining 7% intraday on Sunday, August, to cross the $260 mark. This recovery follows a major network controversy which saw XMR price plunge nearly 19% between August 12th and 15th after recently exchange Kraken halted Monero deposits in response to social media claims of a network takeover. That's the whole Cubic attack that was discussed. Controversy began when mining firm Cubic was accused of executing a 51% attack on the Monero network, sparking centralization fears and promoting exchange panic. As the concerns eased over the weekend, community contributor Smart Degen berated Kraken's decision to suspend trading and deposits, hinting that it was based more on media panic than identified blockchain frailties. Smart Degen says XMR faced a death sentence this week, but something incredible happened instead. The analyst pointed out that the Monero network continued functioning normally throughout the incident with no double spends or security breaches recorded, which is something different than what is being shared on the Cubic Discord channel. According to what is being shared on the Cubic Discord, during the epoch 173, we have reached over 51% of total Monero hash rate and earned over 240,000 in mining rewards. Profitability report is in the link below. So Cubics are stating, the people of Cubic are stating that they did take over 51% of the mining hash rate. Cubic achieved 51% hash rate dominance, resulting in 6 blocks being reorganized and 60 blocks orphaned. A preliminary report suggests Cubic found 80% of Monero's total blocks for 2 hours, approximately 750 Monero and 7 million Tari were mined. Leftover unsold Tari from the last epoch plus the 7 million Tari total 17.2 billion Cubic, which is burned at an average price of 3,200 per billion, equivalent to about 55,000. So this is their claim. Preliminary report on 51% domination claim. In our previous blog, we claimed that Cubic had reached over 51% of Monero's hash rate. This claim was met with considerable doubt from various experts. In the interest of accountability and transparency, the community decided to hire an independent blockchain expert, Dr. Shai Wyborski, a PhD in quantum cryptography and one of Cubic's strongest past critics, was chosen as he is an experienced and unbiased candidate. His initial findings were presented here. So basically this guy says that there are a few 1 hour long windows where Cubic created almost as many as 80% of the blocks in the window. I've tried to locate the hash rate for Cubic, and Cubic right now has dropped. They seem to be slipping in and out of Monero. Right now, the hash rate for Cubic is at 8.02 mega hash. The hash rate right now for Cubic is 1.3 gigahertz. It was, at some point, it was 3.2 gigahertz. So that's pretty close to the claims of having taken over 51% of the network. According to Smart Degen, however, the numbers that he's posting are the cubic control 250 blocks, 35%. Hash rate, their hash rate was 2.5% of giga hash, and total network was 6.5, which means that it wouldn't have been 51%. However, if you do look at mining pool stats, it does clearly show that the cubic hash rate was at 3.2 gigahertz. Now, I don't know how accurate any of these numbers are, because I mean, this is all generated from, I guess, I don't know, pulled from other sources. So, you know, according to Smart Den or Degen, 250, the cubic control 250 blocks. According to the cubic summary report, they've controlled 51%, resulting in 6 blocks being reorganized and 60 blocks orphaned. And they apparently mined 750 XMR, 7 million XTM. So hard to tell which is which, what's what. But in any case, seems like Monero is back on track and it's doing its thing. It's doing its Monero thing, and it's doing well. It rebounded on the 24 hours. What do we got on 24 hours? 5.8% gain. We're back up, or Monero is back up at $268. I mean, the decline in price valuation for Monero, when you look at CoinGecko, it's been happening since July. So in July, Monero hit $31, and it's since July it's been on the decline, really, and it had a massive dip right here. So $252 on August 8th, it bounced back up, and then it had a massive dip here August 15th, 16th, which may or may not have been a result of the apparent cubic announcement, and then Kraken closing its doors, which caused like 19% dip. But I mean, Monero has been on the down low for a while now, so not sure how much of this dip can be ascribed to the apparent attempt of network takeover and Kraken closing deposits. Whatever the case may be, Monero shot back up from the 16th until 18th, so we have a nice recovery here. When you look at Monero on the daily, Monero topped out at $420 on May the 2025th this year. And then again, like I said, starting from July, we saw a decline in Monero, and it's been a continuous thing. And it just popped right back up August 15th, 16th. And we see Monero at $280. So it's not like the attack or Kraken closing its doors happened to cause the crash. The crash has been an ongoing thing since June, or July rather. One more thing before I go, quick announcement. Please make sure to pick up your very own copy of Crypto and Millennials. It's available now for pre-order. It's $11, $10.99, one click. The book will be available for actual possession September 1st. It's on Kindle for Amazon, or Amazon for Kindle. 188 pages of pure wisdom, crypto wisdom that I've gathered over the past 7 years, or however long it has been, since 2017. More like 8 years. Okay, 8 years. Let's say 8 years. So it's all in this book. Also, don't forget to pick up a Descent wallet, because those things keep you secure. You get a $30 discount with the ref link below the video if you purchase one, and you get a $99 discount if you purchase 2 of them. If you are interested in finding out more about the Descent wallet before you make a purchase, then do check out there is a video somewhere on the channel. Maybe I'll link it here. I usually do at the end of the video, so check it out. It's a walkthrough of the wallet, how to set it up and what it does and how it functions. And right now the team they continue to make updates and improvements, and right now they're giving away a bunch of crypto and free NFTs and all that good stuff on the Descent wallet, so you can pick that up with the ref links below the video. Also get a copy of Crypto and Millennials. Also below the video there is a link. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for your continuous support. Please make sure to smash the like, subscribe, and come back tomorrow on a Tuesday. Have a fantastic Monday. Peace.